Hi all, it's Grandma. I have some more stories for you. Not chapter stories, just stories. First we have... Oops, I lost my place already. The Three Little Pigs. This is specially for Sam. Can you see the picture? There's the picture of the big mama pig and three little pigs. Once upon a time there was an old sow with three little pigs, and as she had not enough to keep them, she sent them out to seek their fortune. The first went off and met a man with a bundle of straw, and he said to him, "Please, man, give me that straw to build a house," which the man did, and the little pig built a house with it. Presently along came a wolf, and he knocked at the door, and he said, little pig, let me come in." And the little pig answered, "No, no, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in," said the wolf. And he huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house in, and he ate up the little pig. The second pig met a man with a bundle of furze, which is sticks. And he says, "Please, man, give me that furze to build a house." And the man did. And the pig built his house. And then along came the wolf, and he said, little pig, let me come in." "No, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." And he huffed, and he puffed, and he huffed, and he puffed, until at last he blew the house down, and he ate up the second pig. Now the third little pig met a man who had a load of bricks, and he said, "Please, man, give me some bricks to build a house with." So the man gave him bricks, and he built a house with them. And the wolf came as he did to the other little pigs, and he said, little pig, let me come in." "No, by the hair of my chinny chin chin." "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." Well, he huffed, and he puffed, and he huffed, and he puffed, and he huffed, and he puffed, but he could not get that house down. When he found out that he couldn't, with all of his huffing and puffing, blow the house down, he said, "Little pig, I know where there's a nice field of turnips." "Where?" said the little pig. "Oh, out in Mr. Smith's home field. If you will be ready tomorrow morning, I will call for you, and we will go together and get some for dinner." "Very well," said the little pig. "I'll be ready. What time do you mean to go?" "Oh, at 6 o'clock. Well, the little pig got up at 5, and he got the turnips and was home again before 6. And the wolf came in and said, "Little pig, are you ready?" "Ready," said little pig. "I've been and come back again, and I have a nice pot full for dinner." And the wolf was very angry at this, but he thought he would be up to the pig somehow or another, so he said, "Little pig, I know where there's a nice apple tree." "Where?" said the little pig. "Down at Merry Garden," replied the wolf. "And if you'll not deceive me, I'll come for you at 5 o'clock tomorrow, and we will go and get some apples." Well, the little pig got up at 4 the next morning, and he bustled off, and he went for the apples, hoping to get back before the wolf came. But he had farther to go, and he had to climb the tree, so that just as he was coming down from it, he saw the wolf coming, which, as you may suppose, frightened him very much. When the wolf came up, he said, "Little pig, what? You are here before me. Are they nice apples?" "Yes, very," said the little pig. "Here, I will throw you down one." And he threw it down so far that when the wolf had gone to pick it up, the little pig had jumped down and ran home. The next day the wolf came again, and to the little pig he said, "Little pig, there is a fair in town this afternoon. Will you go?" "Oh, yes," said the pig, "I will go. What time will you be ready?" "At 3, said the wolf. So the little pig went off again before the time, as usual, and got to the fair, and brought a butter churn, and was on his way home with it when he saw the wolf coming. He could not tell what to do, so he got into the churn to hide, and in doing so it turned around and began to roll, and it rolled down down the hill with the pig inside it, which frightened the wolf so much that he ran home without going to the fair. He went to the little pig's house and told him how frightened he had been by a great round thing that came down the hill past him. "Ha!" said the little pig. "Had I frightened you, did I? I had been to the fair and bought a butter churn, and when I saw you got it, I got into it and rolled down the hill. Well, the wolf was very angry indeed, and he declared that he would eat up the little pig, and he'd get down the chimney after him. When the little pig saw what he was doing, he hung the pot full of water over a blazing fire, and just as the wolf was coming down, he took the cover off the pot, and in fell the wolf. And the little pig put the cover on again, and in an instant boiled him up, and ate him for supper, and lived happily ever after. That's a smart pig. All right, and the next one is on page. All right. This is called the Hobyahs, and they're weird-looking little things, kind of like almost like a fish, yeah, with legs. Once there was an old man and a woman and a little girl, and they lived all in a house made of hemp stalks. Now the old man had a dog named Turpy, and one night the Hobyahs came, and they yelled, "Hobyah, Hobyah, Hobyah, tear down the hemp stalks, eat up the old man and woman, and carry off the little girl." But the little dog Turpy barked so that the Hobyahs ran off, and the old man said, "Little dog Turpy barks so that I cannot sleep nor slumber, and if I live till morning I will cut off his tail." So in the morning the old man cut off little dog Turpy's tail. The next night the Hobyahs came again and said, "Hobyah, Hobyah, Hobyah, tear down the hemp stalks, eat up the old man and woman, carry off the little girl." But the little dog Turpy barked so that the Hobyahs ran off, and the old man said, "Oh, the little dog Turpy barks so that I cannot sleep nor slumber, and if I live till morning I will cut off one of his legs." So in the morning the old man cut off one of Turpy's legs. The next night the Hobyahs came again and said, "Hobyah, Hobyah, Hobyah, tear down the hemp stalks, eat up the old man and woman, carry off the little girl." But the little dog Turpy barked so that the Hobyahs ran off, and the little old man said, "Little dog Turpy barks so that I cannot sleep nor slumber, and if I live till morning I will cut off another one of his legs." So in the morning the old man cut off another one of dog Turpy's legs. So the next night the Hobyahs came again and said, "Hobyah, Hobyah, Hobyah, tear down the hemp stalks, eat up the old man and woman, carry off the little girl." But the little dog Turpy barked so that the Hobyahs ran off, and the old man said, "Little dog Turpy barks so that I cannot sleep nor slumber, and if I live till morning I will cut off another one of his legs." So in the morning the old man cut off another one of little dog Turpy's legs. So the next night the Hobyahs came again and said, "Hobyah, Hobyah, Hobyah, tear down the hemp stalks, eat up the old man and woman, and carry off the little girl." But the little dog Turpy barked so the Hobyahs ran off, and the little old man said, Little dog Turpy barks so that I cannot sleep nor slumber, and if I live till morning I will cut off one of his legs." So in the morning the old man cut off another one of dog Turpy's legs. And the next night the Hobyahs came again, and they said, "Hobyah, Hobyah, Hobyah, tear down the hemp stalks, eat up the old man and woman, and carry off the little girl." But the little dog Turpy barked so that the Hobyahs ran off, and the old man said, "Little dog Turpy barks so that I cannot sleep nor slumber, and if I live till morning I will cut off dog Turpy's head." And in the morning the old man cut off the dog Turpy's head. The next night the Hobyahs came again, and they said, "Hobyah, Hobyah, Hobyah, tear down the hemp stalks, eat up the old man and woman, carry off the little girl." So Hobyahs found that the little dog Turpy's head was off. They tore down the hemp stalks and ate up the old man and woman, and they carried off the little girl in a bag. Now when the Hobyahs came to their home, they hung up the bag with the little girl in it, and every Hobyah knocked on the top of the bag and said, "Look at me, look at me." And then they went to sleep until the next night, for the Hobyahs slept in the daytime. Well, the little girl cried a great deal, and a man with a big dog came that way and heard her crying, and he asked how she came to be there, and she told him. So he put his big dog in the bag, and he took the little girl to his home. And the next night the Hobyahs took down the bag, and they knocked on the top of it, and they said, "Look at me, look at me." And when they opened up the bag, the big dog jumped out and ate them all up, and so now there are no Hobyahs now. Hobyahs are getting all eaten up by the dog. It's very silly. I just think it's fun to say Hobyah, Hobyah, Hobyah. All right. I'll read one more. Oh. Aha. The King of the Cats. One winter evening, the old sexton's wife was sitting by the fireside with her big old black old Tom, and on the other side, and half asleep and waiting for the master to come home. And they waited, but he still didn't come until at last he came rushing in, calling out, "Who's Tommy Tildrum?" in such a wild way that both of his wife and his cat stared at him to know what was the matter. "Why, what's the matter?" said his wife. "Why do you want to know who Tommy Tildrum is?" "Oh, I've had such an adventure. I was digging away at old Mr. Fordyce's grave when I suppose I must have dropped asleep because I woke up hearing a cat's meow." "Meow," said the old Tom in answer. "Why, yes, just like that. And I looked over the edge of the grave, and what do you think I saw?" "Now, how can I tell?" said the sexton's wife. "Why, there was 9 black cats, all like our friend Tom here, all with a white spot in their chests. And what do you think they were carrying? Why, a small coffin with a black velvet pall, and on the pall was a small coronet, all of gold, and on every third step they all cried together, 'Meow! Meow!'" said old Tom again. "Why, yes, just like that," said the sexton. "And they came nearer and nearer to me, and I could see them more distinctly because their eyes shone out with sort of a green light. And they came towards me, 8 of them carrying their coffin, and the biggest cat of all walking in front for all the world like our Tom. While he's looking at me, you'd think he knew all I was saying." "Go on," said his wife. "Never mind old Tom." "Well, as I was saying, they came towards me solemnly and slowly, and every third step crying together, 'Meow! Meow!' said old Tom again. "Why, yes, just like that, until they came right and stood up opposite Mr. Fordyce's grave, where I was, and they all stood still, and they looked straight at me, and I did feel queer, I did. But look at old Tom, he's looking at me just like they did." Go on," said his wife. "Never mind old Tom." "Well, where was I? Well, they all stood there still looking at me, and when the one that wasn't the carrying coffin came forward, and he stared straight at me, and he said with a squeaky voice, 'Tell Tom Tildrum that Tim Toldrum's dead.' And that's why I asked you who Tom Tildrum is. And how can I tell who Tim Toldrum's dead if I don't know who Tom Tildrum is?" "Why, look at old Tom, look at old Tom!" screamed his wife. And as well as he might look, for Tom was swelling and Tom was staring, and at last Tom shrieked out, "What? Old Tom dead? Then I'm the King of the Cats!" And he rushed up the chimney and was never seen again. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.